Hey y'all, it's me Corey. Welcome back to my channel, The Lash House Miami. So before I get started, I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself because I haven't really introduced myself yet. So my name is Corey. I'm 24 years old and I'm a licensed esthetician and a certified lash artist in classic and volume lash extensions. I started professionally in the beauty industry when I was 19 years old. I got certified to do lash extensions, classic lash extensions and top and bottom. Then in 2017, I got my esthetician license where I studied skincare, body waxing, makeup, and I studied skincare, body waxing, and makeup. It's Valentine's Day, so I got my red lipstick on. Right now, I'm currently at work. I'm waiting on my next client, but I decided to put together this video for girls who are thinking about getting into the beauty industry, girls who are thinking about taking their esthetician course, cosmetology course, getting certified to do lash extensions, whatever the case may be. I'm going to go over it in this video and give y'all some free game and helpful tips because when I started, I made a lot of mistakes, did a lot of trial and errors, but now I'm more secure in the path that I have to go to help my career excel the way I wanted to do. And I wanted to help young girls because sometimes we all just want that we all just need like a little bit of insight, like a little bit of help, and I have no problem. I strongly believe in helping people and helping girls, young girls too, to chase their dreams. So that's what I'm here to talk about in this video. So a brief rundown about me. I started out in the beauty industry very young. My mother and my grandmother were both cosmetologists, so I hung out a lot in hair salons, did the whole shampoo girl thing, stuff like that. To be honest, as I was growing up, beauty was one of the last things I kind of considered getting into. I was more interested in, I think, media and broadcasting, things like that. I didn't know I would be into beauty. I know for a fact I always wanted to own a business. Since I was young, that was just the type of person I was. I always wanted to own a business, run a business, and work independently. It just worked better for me. When I was in elementary school, I sold candy. When in middle school, I would try to find babysitting jobs, something where I was just working independently. So I knew for a fact I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do when I was 18, but I knew that I wanted to run a business. By the time I was 18, once I graduated, I started out at a community college where I was studying Associates of Science. I was studying to become a registered nurse. However, even though I was gonna study to become a nurse, I didn't really necessarily want to work in a hospital or work in things of that nature. I wanted to be a private nurse. I wanted to come to your home, assist you. I wanted to open up a facility for women and children to get the proper care, things like that. However, I'm not gonna lie, I needed money now. So I was researching things, and at the time I was always getting my lashes done. So my friend was like, well, why don't you do lashes? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. And she was like, well, I think you should do lashes or whatever. And I thought about it. I talked about it with another friend. She was also getting into it at the time. So I put it off. Then I wasn't really doing much. I had got this dead-end job within a month. Within 2 weeks, I knew I wasn't going to be there. Mentally, I knew. I was kind of over the whole working thing because I started working so, like, early. I did the whole retail. I did all of that. So I was just over everything. And by the time I hit 19, I was already ready. I'm like, you know what? I need something else to do. I need something else that's going to bring me in a lucrative amount of money. Something I can do on my time. While I'm trying to finish school, and something I could just be free. Because one thing about me, I love my freedom. I don't like to feel as if I'm being tied down into a job that I wasn't passionate about, you know. And I was feeling like time is of the essence. So I just wanted to invest into something that would work for me. So I took a lash course. It was a group training. It was me and 2 other girls, and we learned top and bottom lash extensions, classic, The training was cool. I had to do more practice. In my career, when I first started out, I got a job within a month at a med spa. They reached out to me through Instagram, which I'll talk later about in a video. They reached out to me through Instagram and they offered me a full-time job where I would be doing lash extension in their med spa. They offered other services, like microblading, lash lifting and tint, skincare services. They offered all of that. So it was very a great experience being in there. And on the side, I had my own little studio that I was working commission out of in a hair salon. So that's something else I'm going to talk about in the video. So I was doing both. I would go by appointment in the hair salon and I would work in the spa full time because I wanted to get that experience. It was very important to me to get that experience and that extra training. So fast forward to that. Once I stopped working in the spa, it was a bit far from my home. At the time, I was living in like Miami, like Ives Dairy area. Not everyone probably knows what that is. And the spa I was working in was in Dadeland South. So basically, I was driving every day about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to get to work. I found another place where I could work that was a little bit closer. It was a lash salon, and I spoke to the woman. I told her, thank you for the opportunity, but it's a bit far. I'm gonna, go ahead and look for different opportunities that are closer to me. She totally understood. We hugged, and I was at another lash salon. I worked there for about a year. That is when I started to get really good at lashes, because if you're doing something every day, if you're doing something a lot, you're just gonna get better at it. You're gonna get faster at it. So once I was done with the lash salon, I was ready to work independently on my own. Then I opened up my first suite, and I went from there. I did travel calls, freelancing, beauty shows, anything where I can show people about my services. So what I want to get into, I get many calls, many DMs on Instagram, many texts, from women all over the States, all over the world, asking me certain questions. At first, I would be like, oh my God, like, people is really asking me stuff. Wow. So, like I said, I believe in helping people. So I would just text back. I didn't even know who these people were, but I would just text them back, and, they would be grateful and say thank you. And I'd be like, okay, cool. So, I want to share a couple tips and share my experiences. So, if you're someone who's interested in getting into lash extensions, it's very important, in my opinion, that you take a training, you take a course. I offer trainings here at the Lash House Miami. I offer group trainings, private one-on-one, where it's just me and you, no other distractions. And I offer that for classic and volume together, because since both are in, you might as well take both and master both. Another reason why I feel like you should have someone train you is because they can teach you certain things that they have did wrong, or that they have seen didn't work right. They can tell you about certain glue. They can tell you about good lash products. They can tell you about the difference between if someone's allergic or they're just irritated, how to cure it, how to tell them about aftercare. It's very important, because in lashes, you want your clients to consistently coming back, and that's how you know that you're satisfying them and making them happy, because in this world, clients want the results. So it's very important that you study and, you try to perfect your craft as much as you can. My experience in esthetician school, beauty school, whatever you may call it. So when I started in beauty school, I always wanted to do that. Originally, I wanted to do that before lashes, but I wasn't necessarily feeling like I was ready. So me and my friend was brainstorming, like, probably I should do lashes. So that's how I got into lashes quicker. That's how I got into lashes first, excuse me. So when I went to beauty school to take my esthetician course, when you get your license, it doesn't say esthetician, it says facial specialist. An esthetician, what is an esthetician? People always ask, like, what is an esthetician, or the real meaning. So an esthetician is a professional who studies skincare. So She is someone who studies the art of skincare, the ins and outs of skincare, which is why when you take the course, they let you take skincare, body waxing, and makeup. Now, if you think about all of that, think about all of that. All of that has to do with skin. Skincare is treating of the skin, pampering the skin. Body waxing is hair removal. It's a process of hair removal. They show you how to properly wax using hard wax, using soft wax. And in makeup, they show you how to, the makeup portion of the esthetician course was very short. But they basically show you, they give you like a palette. You practice on one of your classmates. I do my face. She does her face. And, excuse me, I do her face, she do my face, and we learn a little bit about the history of skin. We learn about a little bit of the history of how makeup came about, but the makeup course is very brief. It was really all about skincare, doing certain facials. The training for the esthetician course is very hands-on, so you have to practice, which is a good thing because at least you'll get a taste of what you're doing. My professor, Mrs. Sepp, she was a very nice woman. She wanted to see everybody in the class pass. She was very informative. She was very patient with us, but she really strongly wanted us to do a lot of hands-on. I think it was about 15 girls in my class. It wasn't really much. It was women of all ages, all races. At the time when I did start my training for my esthetician course, I was already working as a lash artist in my own private studio. So after that, I would just head straight over to school. You get a textbook that you purchase, and it's good to always go over your textbook and keeping everything going. Sometimes if you forget something, or you're not sure about something, it's good to just go in your textbook, go through the contents, and make yourself sure and aware, because when you're dealing with someone's skin, you want to be very sure of what you're doing. You want to research. I like to do stuff on myself first in certain treatments, and so I can kind of have an idea of what it would be like for the next person. Being that I have naturally sensitive skin, my skin is naturally dry. I have dry skin. I had eczema on my arms, but that is another video. I'll talk about how I healed myself of my eczema on my arms. But for the most part, back to esthetician school, the training, the process of being in esthetician school wasn't long in Florida. I believe you need about 250 hours to complete the program. So that's about, I want to say I started in April, right? And it was over about June, if I'm not mistaken. It was about 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago. As soon as I finished esthetician school. So when you graduate, you don't have much experience. You don't have any clientele. So here are some tips that you can do to gain experience and gain clientele. Never be afraid to work for free, meaning I did a lot of internships. I believe what you put out is what you'll get in. So if you put out some effort, you will see something back. I began to do a lot of internships. That's my phone, sorry. I was doing a lot of internships at dermatologist's office. Now, it's not easy to get that job, being an internship in a dermatologist's office, because that's the client's private information. So you have to speak with them. You might have to write a cover letter on top of your resume to strongly inform them, like, hey, I just graduated and I want to get better in my field. I want to work with you, things of that nature. There's so much ways that you can take your license and things that you can do, even as just a lash artist. You can work in a day spa. You can work in a med spa if they need it. I worked in a surgeon's office part-time doing lashes before. You can work outside of your home. If working outside of your home is what you have to do, there's nothing wrong with it. You can get a permit to work outside of your home, and you can take, certain clients in, all up to your discretion. back to esthetician school, another pointer I had is in an interview, never be afraid to discuss the money. You know, you want to know how much you'll be getting paid. Please keep in mind, when you first graduate now, you don't have much experience, so you're going to be like a novice, a beginner. So it's important that you try to get take advantage of any experience that you may have to get yourself to an intermediate. You know, it's not going to happen overnight, and you have to practice, you have to study, you know, before you do certain things. Start off very small, you know, start practicing just basic facial, cleanse, exfoliate with a manual exfoliator, which is like with the brush or with gloves, or with the with an exfoliator, something you can massage into the person's skin. Then you can, after that, you can cleanse it with a hot towel, do a mask. You know, start off practicing your facials very basic, so you don't overwhelm yourself. Even when you learn lashes first, you know, you practice on a million of your friends when you take that training, so that way you can just get it, and within a month you can start charging. You know, of course you want to have honest feedback from your friends. You know, be sure to ask them like, hey, you know, everything okay with the lashes? You ask them their honest feedback. What do you think? Do you like them? Blah, blah, blah. Is it up to your standards? You know, I say cute stuff, little stuff like that to my clients till this day, because I want you to be happy, because you chose me, and there's so much girls that do what I do. So for me, I'm never one of those people really in the industry that cares too much about the competition. For me, I care about providing a good service and offering good customer service, making people feel comfortable, making people feel welcomed, making people feel appreciated, because that's the kind of person I am, though. So the competition to me in this industry, that's what is worried about. I'll be very honest. I'm a straightforward person, so I'm always ready to face the facts and face what it really is. But for me, I try to run my practice kind of different. I try to just focus on two things, which is service and customer service. Service for me goes into the products I'm using is a good quality, listening to my client, making sure she's heard, making sure she feels appreciated, you know, liking what I do, studying what I do as far as customer service. It's like both things. So that's pretty much how I run my practice. And back to esthetician school, if I'm missing anything out, yes, when you first begin, there's so many places that you can work as an esthetician. So I know I'm probably rambling, but you can work in a day spa, a med spa. I've seen estheticians in gyms. You can work there are medical estheticians that they get their LPN or their RN license, so they can do other treatments like vampire facials, things of that nature. There's so much stuff you can do in this industry. So there's not a problem with exploring all the possibilities, and always believe in yourself. Always feel confident, even if you don't feel confident on the inside. It's about what you show on the outside. Always work hard to do a good service. Always listen to your clients. You know, do daily specials, or, you know, do whatever you do. And yeah, pretty much. So that's what esthetician school is like. I hope I answered any questions that you guys may have. At the end of your esthetician training, you will take your state board exam. After your state board exam, you do your other 3-hour courses that you may have to take, like first aid, things like that. And then after that, you will get your license in the mail. You'll get all your certifications in the mail. You'll have to pay that fee, and you're a brand new esthetician, and you can start looking for a job. Also, in the interviews, always be honest, be upfront. Just make sure you are showing them that you're ready to work, because you will get a chance based on your attitude. Sometimes it's your attitude that gets you in the door, and it's your attitude that gets you out the door. So always be very open-minded and study. And you can always make your practice how you like it. It represents you. You can attract your clients and do a good job. So I hope I may answer any question that you guys have. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will answer them. And like and subscribe, share this video. And thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I have so much more other videos for you guys and vlogs to show you what it's like in the life of an esthetician. But I got to get ready for my client. I got to go ahead and set up. Thanks so much. See you guys soon.